All right, Shalom. First and foremost, call Allah Yam La Yah Bashmel Shabash Rukakodash. Double honor to my apostle, to the elders of Great Millstone. Much peace and love to all the brothers on this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Patak coming at you again through the spirit and Paya Bashmel Shah. This is gonna be about obedience. This is 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. It says, Samuel also said unto Saul, Yahweh sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of Yahweh. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he had laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. So the Lord told Samuel to, kill everybody and everything, basically, even cattle and things of that nature. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them into Lam, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. And Saul said unto the Kenites, Go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them, for ye shall shoot kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So then the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah unto thou camest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. And Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and of the oxen and of the fatlings and the lambs and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was vile and refuse they destroyed utterly. Verse 10. Then came word of Yahweh unto Samuel, saying, It repented me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he has turned back from following me, and hath not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto Yahweh all night. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is gone about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of Yahweh, I performed the commandment of the Lord. So first and foremost, he acted like he did what the Lord told him to do, when clearly he didn't. Verse 14. And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in mine ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear? And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto Yahweh thy God, and rest we have utterly destroyed. So that's the Lord told Saul to kill everything and not spare nothing. Verse 16, it says, Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what Yahweh had said to me this night. And he said unto him, Say on. And Samuel said, When thou was little in thine own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And Yahweh anointed thee king over Israel? And Yahweh sent thee on a journey and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore, then didst thou not obey the voice of Yahweh, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of Yahweh. So if you not being obedient in the sight of the Lord concerning something that he told you to do, that's evil, man, because you being disobedient, man. And Saul said unto Samuel, Yea, I have obeyed the voice of Yahweh, and have gone the way which Yahweh sent me, and have brought Agag the king of Amalek, and have destroyed and utterly destroy the Amalekites. See, Saul was trying to be right in his own sight, man. He was trying to be, he wasn't completely obeying the commandments of the Lord. 21. But the people took of the spoil sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto Yahweh thy God in Gilgal. So he's the king. So he's supposed to be the one that, tell the people what to do and what not to do. Verse 22. And Samuel said, hath Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of Yahweh? So the Lord rather you to obey. Actually, let me read it. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. So the Lord wants you to obey rather than to sacrifice, sacrifice, burnt offerings unto him. See, they kept the cattle and things alive because of that. When in all actuality, they didn't have to do that. The Lord wanted you to obey the voice and just kill everything, destroy everything. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as idolatry and iniquity and idolatry. Now, one thing about Jacob, we stubborn sometimes, man. Stubborn as hell, man. This is Ezekiel 3:7. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. So ye hard-headed, man. Our people are hard-headed sometimes, man. Because thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh, he hath rejected thee from being king. So that's exactly why Saul is not the king no more. Because he was not obedient to the voice of Yahweh Ba'Shem El-Shai. He didn't obey the voice of the Lord. Because the Lord wants you to obey rather than to sacrifice to him, Obedience is more better than sacrifice. Verse 24, and Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of Yahweh and thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. Now, therefore, I pray thee, pardon my sin and turn again with me, that I may worship Yahweh. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh, and Yahweh hath rejected thee from being king over Israel. And as Samuel turned about to go away, he laid hold on the skirt of his mantle and rent it. And it rent. And Samuel said unto him, Yahweh hath rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day, hath given it to a neighbor of thine that is better than thou. And also the strength of Israel will not lie nor repent, for he is not a man that he should repent. So the Lord said he ain't gonna repent for that. That means he's not gonna, turn the kingdom back over to you. Saul wasn't gonna turn the kingdom back to Saul, man, because he rejected him, man. If he didn't, obey then, what's gonna make you obey now? After that. And still he kept the king alive. He still had he's supposed to kill him, man. 30. So when the Lord tell the real men of the Lord to go do that, it's gonna be done perfectly, man. All the Amalekites gonna die. All the cattle gonna die, man. Because it's about obedience. It's about obeying. It's about listening to the Lord and the way he tell us to do, man. No matter how we may feel about it, it's for our betterment, man, It's for our well-being. Verse 30, and then he said, I have sinned, yet honor me now, I pray thee, therefore the elders of my people and before Israel turn again with me, that I may worship Yahweh thy God. So Samuel turned again after Saul, and Saul worshiped Yahweh. Then said Samuel, bring ye thither to meet Agag, the king of the Amalekites. And Agag came unto him delicately. And Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past. And Samuel said, as thy sword hath made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women. And Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before Yahweh in Gilgal. So that's a righteous act. You know how people cut down a tree. That's how Samuel cut that nigga into pieces, man. Before the Lord, man. That's a righteous act. So that's a righteous act that he did, man. Destroying the wicked. And one statement that caught my eye that Samuel made says, "As thy sword hath made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women." Because that happened before, and it's happened again, man. Because when the Native Americans over here in America, the Edomites was cutting babies out of the stomachs of the women, man. Which is a very fucking wicked thing to do, man. You know, it was torturing the Native Americans over here. So this is just another insight on how you Edomites will be taken care of very soon, man. And it's gonna be righteous. You know, it's justified. We're justified in laying hands on you, man. Nobody will stop us because the Lord wants it. The Lord prophesied of it, man. It's just not the right time for it yet. Because that time is coming. Obadiah 1:9, it says, "And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau shall be may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." So the violence that you have made, the violence that you have done, man, you're gonna be repaid back for that. You're gonna be repaid back for that. Best believe it, man. You know? So the point of the lesson, man, is obedience. That goes for me first, man. You know, just not making this lesson just to make it, man. This is just an example of how obedience, being disobedient, has big consequences, and being obedient has its fruits. Obey the Lord, man. Let me see if there's a precept in Proverbs. Bear with me. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. It says, "And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether Yahweh thy God have driven thee, and shall return unto Yahweh thy God, and shall obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thine soul, that then Yahweh thy God will turn thy captivity, and have compassion on thee, and will return thee, and gather thee from all the nations whither Yahweh thy God has scattered thee." So disobedience got us into this predicament, and obedience will get us out of it, man. You know, so I hope you brothers was edified with this lesson, man. We gotta obey Yahweh Shem Shah. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom. Kum Yashala. Why about Shalom.